Are you okay? That's the question everyone keeps asking, but no one really waits for the answer. Ginny isn't okay. Georgia's not okay either, but they've learned how to perform okay, like many of us do. When I first started watching Ginny and Georgia, I was like, this feels familiar. Quirky town, single mom, teenage daughter, drama, secrets. It felt like Gilmore Girls until it did. But this ain't Stars Hollow. This is Wellsbury. And in Wellsbury, love comes with trauma, flashbacks, and burner phone. It's like Gilmore Girls meets You from Netflix. But instead of Joe Goldberg stalking his exes, Georgia is stalking freedom. And Ginny, well, she's trying to figure out if she inherited her mother's smile or her survival instincts. Look, what makes this show so powerful is not just the storylines. It's what they mean, and more importantly, what they reflect about us. Because beneath all of the plot twists and the fancy sweaters, there are basic truths that we all need to sit with. Georgia, Ginny's mother, is what many may call resilient. But resilience without rest, that's not a strength, it's survival mode. Every lie she tells, every body that she buries, every man that she manipulates, it's all armor. Pretty armor. Even clever armor, but it's still armor. And here's the thing about wearing armor too long. Eventually, it gets heavy, y'all. Even if you've convinced yourself that you need it and it's simply a part of your outfit. Ginny is the mirror that her mom avoids. She's biracial in a world that wants her to choose a side. She's smart but anxious. Love but lonely. She writes poetry because she can't scream out loud. And she doesn't cut herself. No, instead, she burns herself. Yes, she burns herself. Because sometimes the pain that you can feel is better than the numbness you can't escape. And that's not her attention seeking, that's her soul pretty much screaming. Look, there's a moment in the show where Ginny opens up to her mom. And it feels like if two people sat down and told the truth after years of improv. And that's when I realized this show isn't about good moms or bad daughters. It's about trauma trying to raise itself. And that's where the real takeaways come in. Not bullet points, just truths. Let them sit in your chest for a second. Georgia's strength is basically unprocessed fear. Ginny's silence, that's inherited. And both of them are trying to protect each other from a world that says, smile, thank you, and don't bleed in public. But what can we actually take from this show? That love without boundaries becomes control. That secrets don't always keep people safe. They keep people sick. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's where the healing starts. And sometimes the bravest thing that you can do isn't protect someone else. It's tell the truth about yourself. Look, there's a scene in this new season, season 3, where Marcus, who's struggling with depression and alcohol, and he's a teenager, he's a sophomore, I believe. He comes home drunk and his mom yells, "Why do you hate us?" And he yells back, "I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate myself." And he keeps going on, and it's this crazy moment. I'm not doing it justice, but it's this crazy moment. And man, that line really hit me, because how many people out here are walking around trying to survive their own reflection, and they absolutely hate it. But even in the chaos, Ginny and Georgia give us something else, a way forward. Here's what it whispered to me. You either face your story, or it'll write you into a version of yourself that you don't like. Love is not about control, it's about freedom. Every win has a cost, so you better know what you're paying. Therapy isn't for the broken, it's for the brave. And the people who seem the strongest, check on them. They might just be the most tired, so check on your strong friend. And if you're still wondering if this show is for you, let me say this. If you grew up holding your breath, if you learned to lie or to front, not to disappoint anybody, if you've ever smiled while falling apart, then this show is for you, and it's about you. Still here? All right, let's talk. We're gonna go into some deep spoilers now for season 3, so if you haven't watched it, now's your time to turn it off, do what you gotta do. Season 3, y'all, brought the pain, the power, and the plot twist. Ginny gets pregnant by her rebound, not her love interest Marcus. She tells the guy, and his response is basically, "That's weird." That was weird. He bails, so she terminates the pregnancy quietly on her term. As I said earlier, Marcus spirals, drinking, depression, he hates himself, etc. He's even failing school, and while he's intoxicated and reveals to his family that he hates himself over and over again, his dad, who is deaf, hugs him. Later, in the last episode, his mother, she drives him to rehab. His sister says, "Forget grades. He's got bigger demons." That's real family love, y'all. Messy, loud, and present. And Georgia, Ginny's mom, well, she's pregnant, we think. She's sipping milk out of a carton, and Ginny immediately calls her out. Like, "Yo, don't you only do that when you're pregnant?" And we see early in the season, Ginny lied to her husband about being pregnant, the guy who's the mayor. So now the question is this real? And if so, who's the father? The mayor or old boy from the shop? I can't think of his name. And of course, the murder cover-up. Georgia unalives a man as a favor to his wife, and Ginny covers it up by coaching her little brother and saying that his dad did it because he was a bad guy. She even blackmails the widow. Georgia walks free. But Ginny? Well, she's changed now. She now knows what it means to lie for love. She knows what it means to protect someone, even if it means losing a piece of yourself. And Zion, Ginny's African-American father, is trying to be the man that he wasn't before. But overprotection does not erase absence. And Ginny knows it. She loves him, but she's tired of being told what's best for her, especially when no one is listening. Final question. Who's protecting who anymore? Because Georgia ain't the only one carrying a secret. Ginny isn't the only one hurting in silence. And Marcus isn't the only one trying to numb away his pain. They're all just trying to feel something that doesn't leave scars. So if you watch this show and think, it's a little too much, I get it. But maybe, just maybe, we need shows that are too much. Because real life, if we're keeping it real, sometimes is too much. And like we like to say, life be life. And sometimes seeing it on screen, that's how healing starts. You know what this is? It's Frazier's Lounge, here with another one. Peace.